After about a year away, we are back out at Hidden Oak Motocross Track in Beeville, Texas. This is my first time here since they've officially opened. Today they have a fundraiser going. It should be a big day. There's a lot of people out here. Let's go walk around the track. Let's go talk to some riders. And most importantly, let's figure out what to expect when you get to Hidden Oak. Brought out a bunch of people from all over the state. Welcome to the video. My name is Alex. I like to travel around the country going to different motocross facilities and let you know what to expect when you get there. We'll talk about things like the bathrooms, the tracks available, who should be riding at the tracks, how much it's worth to ride, and how far you should drive to get there. So something I love that tracks are doing is they're putting up these signages. So you've got Pee Wee track over there and you've got the main track over there. I love that he's added this on there. Hey, look, there's Lee right there. Since the last video I did out here, they've added a new track. I'm really excited for that because when I first met with Lee, the owner, I said that track, the main track, could scare off some of the more vet riders or beginner riders. So he's built a second track that's a lot more flowing. It goes through the woods. He's intended it to be a vet track, but I just talked to a rider who said it's fantastic for his son on a 50 too. So that's awesome. I love that. Some little rippers out here on the Pee Wee track, including my son. He was super excited to come back out here because of this track. They are very beginner friendly here. They love having kids out, regardless of the bike, whether it be a Stasic or that electric Razor or a 50. Looks like they've added some starting gates as well, running into one of the turns back into the main loop. It's a very pretty property now. When I was last out here, there was no grass. Now it's nice and green. But it is a very sandy track, which they know, and they are constantly fighting with the sun to keep moisture in it. But they're trying real hard. Make sure you have good tires. Make sure you bring your kids out too. It is a very good view up here. You're absolutely right. They've got a playground out here for the kids that are not riding. And my wife's favorite thing is they've got shade with tables. That way you can come out, you can relax, not in the baking heat. They've got trees all over the property, which is awesome. There's a special message for anybody that comes out here. This is a non-profit charity organization. They don't actually charge to ride. They're asking for donations for people to ride. And they're asking generalized donations should be between 25 and 40 bucks. If you want to give more than that, awesome. If you can't afford it, awesome, come out and ride. They've got online waivers. I'll link to their website and their Facebook page. Come check it out. Help support them. They're trying to get more kids on motorcycles. I tell a guy come by, stopped on the side of the track. He's like, hey, I recognize you. You're the guy that does all those videos about tracks all over Texas. Thank you for what you do. I love it. I appreciate the support. I'm here for you guys. We are here with Crazy Calyx. He just came off of the kids track on his Orion. So Calyx, what'd you think of the kids track?
It was nice and smooth, although there are some big ruts and turns. So just be careful and be cautious around those areas. But otherwise, it is completely fun. And I suggest going to it when you come over here 100%.
Were the jumps too big for you, or were they okay?
They were okay, except there was one that I had to go very fast in order to get over.
Let's go check out the main track. See how it is. Obviously, it's going to be dry. Where we're supposed to get on, but let's try right here. So if you've never been to one of my videos before, I like to do my side lap for a few reasons. One, you get my first impression, and two, I I get an excuse to be slow. Because I don't know what this track looks like anymore. I bet it's been a year since I was here. Wow, it's soft. I'm so glad I changed my tire. I'm gonna go around that one. I don't know what that is. Oh good, this used to be a flat turn. I talked to Lee about it and said, you need to make that a berm. This turn is so cool. Big ball turn. Sending it. Dang, man. Alright, I like the changes so far. It used to be that all the jumps are super peaked. They were all doubles. I love this options lane. Good, he had berms to all the turns. I love it. Woo, that's sandy. All right, that's one lap. Let's stop and talk about it. Obviously, it's a very sandy track. Obviously, that was my sight lap. But all of those jumps are very doable. They're very rollable. They're kind of predictable, too. Like, you can see what most of them are, except for that one that I went around, and that was just a big anthill. I like the changes that they've made to the track. I think they've brought it to a point where it's good for beginners, it's good for vet riders, it's not just for pro racers that want to go completely balls to the wall. You can come out here with somebody who is just getting used to it. Now, it's a sand track, so if you've never ridden sand before, do not bring a beginner out here. Sand is very hard to ride in. You have to know how to be on the throttle. You have to have the confidence to make it through a turn. Keep that in mind. If you follow Hidden Oaks social media, you've seen the work they've put into this place. This is not a property that people are getting paid to work at. Everybody you see in that content is a volunteer. People that live in the area that want to have a place to ride, they come out here, they lend a hand, they bring shovels, they bring their own equipment, they donate for diesel. This is a track that's run by the community for the community. So please, if you're in the area, make the trip out here, lend a hand, offer suggestions. If you have a business, you can get your signs up all over the property too. Like you've got Dynamo Cycle and you've got Bobcat of Corpus Christi. They're putting signage out here. They're helping to keep this place up and running. So if you've got a business and you want to support motocross, contact the folks at Hidden Oak. So I mentioned they have a new track. Let's go check that one out too. That's pretty cool. Oh, cool. Going around the tree. That's awesome. I don't think that's an obstacle. I think that's just a pile of dirt. Oh, no, it is. Mix of small doubles, tabletops, rollers. I love these berm turns, man. This is cool for like pit bikes. Woo! But it is just as soft out here as it is on the main track. They can totally do pit bike races out here. So let's call the new track the Woods track because it runs through the trees, and that is so cool. It's just a cool feeling to be going through the trees and have them completely around you and above you. Nice canopy back there. I like the layout too. It's got some good little technical turns to it. It'll keep you on your toes because it is sandy, just like the main track is, and you can't really get a water truck back there, so it's going to stay sandy. Again, with the sand, I wouldn't necessarily bring a complete beginner out here because they're going to have trouble turning. But if you've got a determined kid on a 50, a 65, 110, if they're looking to learn, this is a good place to learn how to ride the sand because it's not too aggressive. It's not as aggressive as the main track, or as wide as threatening. You can come out here as a young kid and ride this track and have a fun time. So Hidden Oak is still a fun track. I still really like the layout. It's still very, very soft, obviously. We talked about that while I was doing the sight lap. Water is their biggest challenge here. They do need to put down water a lot. They know that. They know it's a struggle. They have a goal of putting in a well so that they can pump more water out onto the track regularly, and that would make a world of difference out here. What they need is they need support. They need people to help. They need people to sponsor it. They need people to volunteer. If you've got any ability to help out Hidden Oak, please do so. Reach out to Lee. I've got his contact info in the description below. For the summer of 2024, Hidden Oak is not going to be open on a regular basis. It's dependent on weather. If they get rain, they'll open. So by all means, follow them on social media. They post all the time on Facebook, Instagram, all that. So I'll link all those below. Follow them, and hopefully you can go out there and you can ride. As I mentioned before, this is a donations-based track. They're not going to collect payment from everybody. They want to have people out here just to ride. If you do come to ride, the suggested donation is between $25 and $40 per rider. It's well worth that. The fact that there's two tracks, the kids track, and it's just a fun layout. It's totally worth that money. I would pay $40. I did pay $40 today. It took us almost 4 hours to get here. It was about 3 hours and 40 minutes. It's a long drive to come here, but now that they have the two tracks and the fact that today was a special event and they've got water slides and food on the grill, totally worth that. In a regular day, I'd say this is probably a 2 to 2.5 hour track because of the sand. Now, if they can get water out here, if they can get some sponsors to get a well dug and get water on the track, it would be worth a lot longer of a drive than that. So if you're in the area, come check it out, ride some laps, have some fun. As always, stay safe, and I'll see you at the next track.